YouTube, what's up? It's Jacob. Welcome to 911%. So I tried to bring you guys a wide variety of content throughout the season. You know, a few driving videos, some tech videos. I covered a couple of events as well, but I've never taken the time to do a full tour of my car. That guy totally tripped me up because I've never waved at him before. Anyway, back to what I was talking about. So I've never actually taken the time to give you a full tour of the car. You know, one of the charming aspects of owning an air cooler is that they're so different to one another that when you run into like other 993s, for example, you know, they're all so different. They're spec'd differently and they all have their own individual stories. So I'm heading today to a quiet place where we can check it out. I'm gonna open it all up. You guys can take a look at my car. All right, I'll see you guys there. Alright guys, so without further ado, here is my 1997 Porsche Carrera 4S. It's black on cashmere. This is a standard black color. There was another color available that was a metallic black. It's also a wide body car, being that it's a Carrera 4S. This is a modified car. It's not 100% original. However, I've got every single original part to it. Everything that I switched out, I have every single bolt, part, pretty much everything that I've replaced, I've kept in a box, labeled. Alright, so let's show you guys the trunk. So this is what my trunk looks like. I've taken the carpet out. There's usually a carpet in here that covers all this stuff, but because of this strut brace that I have, basically it doesn't clear the carpet, so I took it out. Also, there's usually a 6 CD changer right here. And of course, the spare tire and my bag of tools. So that's how much cargo space you've got in a 911 pretty much. In the trunk area, before I close this down, if you look up here, so this is the option sticker. So if you're shopping for a 993 or a 964, this is where you'd find the listed options of the car. So as you can see, mine's pretty much blank because I've got a very low option Carrera 4S, which is really rare. So that's that. So as I mentioned, this is a wide body car. The easiest way you could spot a wide body from a narrow body car is by looking at this area right here in front of the rear wheel. As you can see on my car, there are some kind of protruding body lines. There's also a little step here. On narrow body cars, this is flush, and they have a separate side skirt that runs along with a seam. So if you're ever curious whether a car is wide body or narrow body, that's the best way to tell the difference. Another really interesting aspect of the 993 design, and I'm not sure if you can really see it here, the mirrors are not exactly symmetrical on these cars. So depending where the driver sits, if it's a left-hand drive car or right-hand drive car, the mirrors are staggered so that they're the most visible to the driver. So this particular one here is really forward on the door, and the one on the other side is closer to the window. Another standard option on the C4S are the big red turbo brakes. As you can see, they've got the very iconic red calipers. These brakes are actually bigger than the standard Carrera. They were an option on the Carrera, but they came standard on both the Carrera 4S and the turbo. Alright guys, so let's check out the interior. So another really iconic 911 aspect is this door click when you open it, and then also the door click when you close it. It's very German, very solid. So this is what a black on cashmere 993 looks like. This is such a nice contrast to the black dash and the top of the door cards. It's a really nice looking interior. Alright, so I'll talk about the cage in 2 seconds. But yes, there's a cage inside. No, I do not race the car or track it. Right, so the cage is a DAS roll bar. I know a lot of people run this in the PCA racing groups all over. Yeah, I just love the way it looks. There's more cosmetics, poser. I'm gonna definitely get rid of it. My son's gonna be riding with me next year, I think, so I'm gonna be able to put a baby seat back there. But that's basically what that looks like. So I've done some mods to the car. I think the first modification that I did to the car are these gauge rings. These are Chris Walrod gauge rings. I think they're a really nice addition to the interior. I've also added a Techequipment aluminum leather shifter. I also added the handbrake that actually, you know what, I was ripped off online with, so hate talking about it, but basically paid a bunch of cash for that, and it was like so trashed. So another interior mod I did was this carbon steering wheel that I'm going to get refinished. The carbon's actually cracking on it a little bit, but this was a deal I could not pass up. All right, so moving on to the rear of the car. I think this is like the business end for sure. It looks so good. So I'm running a Pfister Stage 2 exhaust system on my car with these Pfister wide oval tips that have been ceramic coated black, and you know, gives it that nice growl that everyone hears on the videos. All right guys, so let's pop the engine lid and see the engine. So the way to do that is you gotta come over here, open the door, and then inside the door puller thing is here. So this is the Vario Ram motor. This is like 283 horsepower or so. So again, you know, the car's modified, but not like crazy modified. So I've got the exhaust, as I was mentioning. I also have a motor sound airbox, which is this guy right here. You can tell because it's got the silver ring, and then also a bunch of holes on one side. Try to keep it as well maintained as possible. It's a little dusty just because I've had very little time to detail it at the moment, but I'm going to do that before it goes into storage. And this car is leak free at the moment, which is amazing. It's been like that for a couple of years now. When I originally got it, I was really interested in having it in the most tip-top spec shape. All right guys, so that's that. So these are obviously not original wheels to the car. However, they're definitely very period correct. So these wheels are Techart OZ Championship, and they've got a really long name, but they were outfitted, I think, as a dealer option on Techart equipped cars, and all that really meant were these wheels, some fog lamps, and like a tiny lip spoiler on the back. But this is a love-hate relationship with these wheels. I love these wheels. However, there were a few times where I wanted to sell them. I think they've got a fantastic wide body fitment, but I've never been too crazy about the 5-spoke design, which is a shame because, I mean, they look freaking awesome from some angles, but I don't know, there's something about them that I'm not too happy with, and I don't know what I would replace them with. Probably something from BBS, maybe some E88s, or maybe some Kinesis Supercups, but it'd be really hard to find the same kind of fitment that you see here, which is just awesome. Obviously the car's not sitting on stock suspension, so this particular car I outfitted with Bilstein PSS10 suspension. It's sitting at about RS and 5mm height, and I think that's what gives it that real kick-ass stance that this car has. So fantastic suspension. It's got height adjustment and also dampening adjustments. Some other really mentionable mods are, I've got the FD Motorsports Goldenrod shift rod, which is almost like an RS piece. I also have an RS short shifter, RS clutch, RS light and flywheel. So this car's definitely not stock. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this tour of my 1997 Porsche Carrera 4S. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to subscribe, comment, and like, and I'll see you guys next Thursday.